Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for everybody. These are for the general trends, energies and themes that we're likely to be experiencing over the course of the week ahead. Very often these are about world events. Sometimes these will come through or it's just like a personal message for us, more like a bit of a coaching sermon as some people have called it, and a bit of a motivational message. But very often this is all guided by my intuitive message. So every week I will go into my intuition and I will ask what it is that we need to know for the week ahead, and this kind of tends to infuse the entire reading. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good, or all of us really on our highest to our highest vibrational good, right? So this week, when I went into my intuition, the message that I got is you can find the universe. Yes, for those of you that have been with me long enough, you will have seen, yes, there's a few changes that have taken place and there are more to come. For those of you that have been with me a really long time, you will remember that I always did my reading standing up, and here we are. We're kind of taking it back to the old school, but with a little twist. All right. Anyway, with that said, my intuitive message this week was you can find the universe, or God, Allah, Buddha, Chi, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you connect to on that sort of broader universal scale. But you can find the universe wherever you are. And the message, the reason this one really sunk in for me this week is it was like, in amidst all the chaos of everything that's taken place, how was your triple conjunction? Right, in amongst everything that had been taking place, I still managed to find moments where I could just bring myself to the center, and that center is ultimately the unifying principle. And this is why, you know, today when this message came through, I was like, yeah, it's so true. It doesn't matter what's going on wherever you are. The universe can always be found. God can always be found where you are. All right. And that is to say that each and every one of you is a divine being. You are divine and divinity personified in your own right. You are a part of the infinite whole and all. All right. Anyway, with that said, for our direction, destiny card, should I say, what is the energy, the overarching energy, trend or theme that we might need to be aware of? So this week we have the Empress, right? So you probably can't see that very well, but I will hold it up there. So what I will say to you is, the Empress is all about ease, okay? That whenever this card shows up, the destiny energy this week is to take it easy, to pay attention to your environment, pay attention to how you specifically feel in your environment this week. What this also tells me is that this is a week where people, the places, the situations that you find yourself in, everybody is going to be looking for the easy way to do things. Now, the positive of that is everybody wants to chill the out, right? But the challenge that we're going to find here, you might find this week when you're at work, when you are maybe even at home, people are going to want to cut corners. People are going to be feeling that exhaustion energy this week. So it's like, you know what? Pleasure and ease at all costs. I don't care what it costs me. I want the easy way. I want the pretty lie versus the harsh truth. And so this week you're going to have to find a way to temper that that need for ease, right? Because we're all going to be feeling it in some way, shape or form, with you know, that little dose of reality, kind of like this, right? It's Deadpool, which, you know, right? But riding a unicorn with a rainbow. So we've got to find a way to soften the edges, but not let the messages get lost in translation. Okay, so for our direction card for the week ahead, this week we get, or should I say direction cards, how do we best tap into this? How do we best utilize that Empress energy? Well, first of all, we've got the Page of Swords, right? So that literally is being able to have the hard conversations, but being able to smooth the edges off of it. So this isn't about going in and saying, you know what, you're an idiot. This is about going in and saying, you know what, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that, but have you really thought it through? Right? That way you're getting to say what you need to say, but you're also tempering that message. We've got this with the Three of Cups. Love the Three of Cups, especially with the Empress, right? That is good times. This is everybody wanting, needing good times, needing to feel refreshed in some way. And because it comes up with the Page of Swords, I would say don't be adverse. Like, this is a week where maybe not mixing money and money and friendships, etc. But this would actually be a really good week for you to think about maybe networking amongst friends, right? So if you're looking for a new job, maybe your significant other or their friendship circle is able to find that for you. Maybe a friend is looking for a job and you know that your company has one coming up. The spirit of networking is really here this week, and because it's got the Empress involved, it's not only about what you attract from where you are, it's about the good stuff that's coming in from close to home. And then finally we've got the Seven of Swords. So not the easiest of energies. I will say this is not a week to mix money and friendship. Just because the Three of Cups, and if you are going out, if you've got plans to go out and live it up with friends, etc., this is a great energy. That Seven of Swords, though, it kind of tempers this. It's like wherever there's finances and friendships and finances and, partnerships or connections involved, just be very mindful of the conversations that you're having. You can find the universe anywhere that you are. So one thing that is coming through from those direction cards is this week an avenue might be closed to you that you had previously been told, oh yeah, it will totally be there when you need it. Or, you know what, when you need that help to do this, this and this, I'll totally be there. You may need a plan B this week, all right? So just keep that in mind. And then finally, to give you a different perspective on the Seven of Swords, sometimes it can represent design. So this might be a really good week to plan with friends, all right? So what I mean by this is, let's say you've got this crazy business idea and you're like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this, and you're really fired up about it, but you might not necessarily be seeing it all in the right way. If somebody gives you a different perspective that you maybe don't agree with or doesn't feel comfortable, ask yourself, is that your ego getting in the way? Because there's something about what you're doing which is fantastic, but there's something about it that may need to be tweaked, right? And so sometimes, especially in modern times, everyone's so quick to say, oh, they're just jealous, this person's a dream killer, they just want to do. But sometimes, not always, and it's important to be discerning, right? But sometimes people are giving us that different perspective because we have genuinely missed something. You have to decide which it is for yourself this week. For our insight cards, what is the energy coming in that we might need to be aware of over the course of this week? For our insight cards, we have the Tower card, okay, with the Empress. Well, look, the Tower card with the Empress, I've called this a few times before. I am going to say this is a week where we're likely to be hearing about or seeing some kind of earthquake. The reason I say this is because the Empress has a lot of links to the physical, tangible world, the thingy, and the insight cards tend to be things that are coming in that we can't see that are happening behind the scenes in some way. Then we've got this with the Knight of Wands. So I think we are going to see, and I really hope I'm wrong on this front, but I do think we're going to see, I'll touch wood on this, but I think we're going to see either an earthquake or we are going to see we're going to see like a natural disaster of some sort, and unfortunately it's going to affect a specific community, and I really hope I'm wrong on this front. Ooh, jeez. Well, I'm leaving that in. Right, the Tower has spoken. Ooh, all right, and then look at that. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles as well, which is a mode of transport. So this is likely to be a mode of transport is disrupted, or a natural disaster causes a problem with some form of transport. Look out for this in the news over the course of the week. Again, I really hope that I'm wrong on this front, but with the Tower card and the Empress as the overarching energy. I've seen this come up before, and then obviously we've got two Knights which on their own literally represent movement and travel. The Knight of Pentacles is a mode of transport, and then on top of that, the two Knights coupled with the Tower card, that's intimacy. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up seeing like a couple, or hearing some, you know, some inside secrets about a celebrity couple, or maybe even a royal couple, who knows. But yeah, I think there's going to be some kind of big reveal that's going to have everybody kind of like, ooh, because two Knights means intimacy. So this is going to be a surprise about, you know, somebody's sex life or intimate world or all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. I'll be looking out on the wider world stage. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.